have you learned about playing with Spencer so far this season?
I think the pace, he plays. Um, Also, sometimes during the game, things are not going well for him, and he stays in track. And at the end of the game, he usually make big plays for us. Even though sometimes having a tough game throughout uh, the first to the third quarter, and then coming at the end and just making plays. I think his confidence and the way he approaches to like those clutch times in the game, it's something that definitely I gotta learn that and try to apply in the game.
He talks a lot about how he kind of wants to set the table for get everybody their touches and everything like that. What kind of passer is he? What kind of assister? I don't know if that's like a silly question, but like how does he get you guys the ball?
I mean, he's a tall point guard, so I feel like when you have the ball in your hands playing pick and rolls and you can see the floor, you can make passes over defenders. It's a good thing for the team, and he does that. I think he's always looking for Brad. He's always looking for guys that are going well in the game or are getting hot in the game, and I mean his size and his understand for the game also helps him a lot. He makes the simple plays, and I think that's what our team needs from him.
And obviously, I know it's not the first time, but is it always nice playing Jazz and seeing some old friends and people?
Yeah, I mean it's always special going to that game. Once you step on the court, it's another basketball game. You just gotta compete. You just gotta play basketball. But it's definitely always a game that I look forward to during the season.
Do you spend time in Salt Lake City still? Do you have
Yeah, I have a place there, and that's where I spend off seasons.
Do you get to stay there when you go with it when like they're gonna go on the road
I'll
trip?
probably go home for a little bit, but I usually try to sleep at the hotel since we have early practices and meetings and stuff. But it's good to be able to go home for even though for a little bit. Yeah,
That was it for me.
thank you.
Any other in-person questions?
No,
If we'll get started with Chase. Thanks, Ava.
sorry.
Hey, Raul, when did you realize that Rudy Gobert was going to be a special player? Because you kind of were with him through his rise from a young player to becoming arguably the best defender in the league.
So I was spending summers with him his first two seasons. I wasn't with the Jazz yet, so I wasn't there that much at the beginning. I wasn't here when he started playing a little more. I think it was when Ennis Cantor, I don't know if he got traded or he wasn't playing much that season, and Rudy started playing more. But I mean, he's a guy that impacts the game a lot. Just the way he plays defense, his size, and the thing that he really got better throughout the years was understanding when to go for a block, when to kind of playing that fake, not fake defense, but making the offense kind of choose, and doubt if the player should shoot a floater, should shoot a pull up, or should pass for a lob. So he impacts the game a lot, and the Jazz knows it, and that's why they value him there so much. Even though sometimes the numbers don't show, but he's a team player. He sets great screens. He does the little things that usually you don't see it from stars like him, and that's I think the way he impact the game. Besides, offensively getting offensive rebounds and even finding other people. When he get offensive rebound, uh, looking outside and the way they play, it's great for him. Having shooters all around the court and having the paint open for him, he's a big part of the Jazz for sure.
And you now play with Daniel Gafford, who is the same age that I think Rudy was when you first started playing with him with the Jazz. What about the rise of Rudy Gobert you think could be applied to Daniel Gafford as he tries to continue to develop as a defender?
I mean, they have pretty similar games. I think that's what I think what we need from Gaff, and he's showing that he can protect the rim in a high level. I mean, last game against Detroit, he basically won the game defensively for us. Protecting the paint and making plays at the end. But I think it's kind of very similar, you know, learning those moments in a game where you gotta jump or you gotta, you know, fake that you're gonna jump and get to your man. I think that's something that Geff is learning. He's getting better every game, and I think he has a bright future ahead of him.
And last one for me. Do you by chance have any like stories of playing with Rudy Gobert that come to mind?
I mean, not really, not one story. I think it was 4 years playing together. We used to hang out a lot at the beginning. Him coming from France, I'm from Brazil. We both don't speak English really well, and you know, we had those things in common that we used to kind of connect off the court and on the court also. I think he's a person that always listen. And I remember years that I wasn't playing much. Usually, guys don't respect those kind of players when they say something, but he used to listen to me when I had something to tell him, and so yeah, we had a very good connection, very good relationship in with the Jazz, and um, you know, we still talk, we're still friends, and but I can't remember like one story or anything like that.
Josh.
How would you evaluate how you've played so far this year in terms of meeting your own personal expectations for yourself?
You know, I think I've had up and downs. I've had some good games I helped the team win, some games that I, you know, didn't play that well, but I think that's how basketball goes, how the NBA with so many games, you know, that happens. Been trying to find my role on the team. It's a new dynamic this year with Wes and with new players. So finding my way on the team, but I think so far I did good. You know, I think I earned the respect of my teammates, coaches, and you know, I think I got to keep improving, trying to be more consistent, and not have as many up and downs, and try to, you know, stay healthy.
One of the aspects of what you bring to the table defensively is very obvious, that you are not afraid to be physical, you're not afraid to take a charge, and you're very good at going around screens. How do you handle the punishment, the physical punishment that goes involved in that, being a slightly smaller person in this game?
I mean, it's a lot of time on the physical therapy room. You know, feel like my days offs are always trying to not fix something in my body, but just like treating the pain or treating a hit, or you know, Carlos, which is my physical therapist here, he always make fun of me. He was like, what do you have new, what we treating today, you know? And there's always something different, but it's part of the game. That's how I play. I'm not gonna change the way I play because I'm scared or I don't want to get hurt, you know. That's what basketball is for me. I put my body in the line and try to make plays defensively, offensively, and if I have to do that for the team, I will. And but yeah, sometimes some days are tough waking up, and the first couple steps is always, I feel like I'm 80 years old, you know. But I enjoy when I'm on the court. I enjoy those physical plays. I enjoy playing defense, and you know, I think that's my game.
My final question. How much time does it require for you as a point guard, where your passes have to be on time and perfectly on target, to learn where teammates, particularly new teammates, want to have the ball?
I mean, it's hard to say a time. Usually take a little bit, you know, to understand everybody. Sometimes some guys voice it, some guys don't. So some players you have to kind of just figure it out by yourself. Some players come to you and say, hey, I like that pass over here, or don't throw me a lob, throw me a bounce pass, you know. So I think it just happens naturally, just happens organically, and but it's hard to say, you know. It takes 2 weeks, 3 weeks. With some guys take shorter, with some guys take more time, you know. And but we always figured out a way on the court to kind of play connected and play together.
Hey, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Last question to Christos.
Hey Raul, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Raul, speaking about Rui Hachimura's return on the way, how different gonna be the dynamic of this team with Rui on the floor?
With who on the floor?
Rui.
Oh, I don't think it's gonna change. I think it's been what 20 something games in the season, and I don't think we will change the way we play with Rui. I think it's more him coming into the team and adapting to the way we play. Of course, we might call a couple plays for him, and throughout the game, we're gonna change stuff around him for sure. But I think it's more him getting with us and him learning the way we play and him adapting to our dynamic than the whole team switching for him, and I'm pretty sure he understands that. And I think at the end of the day, he's a basketball player, and no matter where we play, he's gonna step up and be the great player he is.
And also, you have a great mix of veterans and young players this season. How good this team is, and with Rui on the floor, how better you're gonna be?
I mean, he definitely adds a lot of things in our game, offensively and defensively. He's a guy that can guard 1 through 5. Offensively, he makes plays, for himself and for others, and it's definitely a guy that we're looking forward to have him with us. And he's definitely going to add a lot. We saw last year he had big games. He had games with, I don't know, close to 30. Maybe he had 30 points. And I think it's going to be somebody else, because we have guys that can make plays. But when you add somebody like Rui, he always helps. Some guy you can just throw the ball, and sometimes in a game you need those kind of players that will just make plays and score the ball.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Good.